Dub Investing is one of the most exclusive, profitable trading teams you can be a part of. Constantly analyzing, looking for entry points using algorithms only some know. Get in on the action, secure your profits today. Do you want to make a financial change in your life? Join the winning team. Dub Investing.
What is up, everybody?
What is going on, man? Lots of money's been made lately, I feel like. Oh my gosh, I had a nice echo going on.
Yeah, nah, yeah, you got a nice echo going on.
It's because I had our stream playing in the background. We're
Yeah,
good now.
yeah, we're good. I had it too, but you can hear me now. Last week you
Yeah,
couldn't hear
yeah,
me
we
at
can
all.
hear you now, buddy. That's an important thing.
All right, so good week last week. Let's talk about
Great
last week.
week this week.
Oh yeah, great week this week, even better. But let's get a recap on last week real quick before we get into the
Last
new
week,
information.
last week, quick recap. We'll go ahead and bring up the trade tracker. Let's see. We had
Yes, sir.
AMD entered at $200 for a swing of a profit for $150, 75%. Fuel Cell, we entered at $60 at a swing for $151 profit. Plug, we entered at $86 for a swing. We exited at $109 profit. ChargePoint, we entered at $38 for a swing. We exited at $138. We didn't exit at $138. That's what our profit was $138. Our Clean Spark, we entered at 113, still swinging it. Pen 116, still swinging it. Our Spy Lotto play, we entered at $35. Ran all the way to 70. That's 100% return. We played XPEV. We entered at $77. Swing ran to, honestly, I'm not even sure, but the profit is $163. I need to start writing what our exit price was, not just our profit. But it's $163 profit and 108% return. Riot, we entered at 225 for a day trade, made $75, 30% return. DraftKings entered at $88, still swinging. Activision current trade entered $171, still swinging. I think I got to close on that. Let me check. Let's see. Yeah, closed at 182. Facebook. Oh, Will, you played Facebook. Entered at $157, made $298 profit max, or was the top, and 172% returns. That is the recap as of right now. All 12 plays that have been called, and all 12 are currently either closed in profit or sitting in profit right now.
Well, that pretty much sums up the week enough for us for this podcast. What's next? What are we talking about next?
Yeah, this is the first topic. Will, you're gonna start us out with the unemployment rate and the truth behind it, what we're not being told in the news, what they're not letting us in on.
Yeah, so here are some of the numbers, guys. So the way unemployment works is the only way that you're considered unemployment by the government is if you've been unemployed for 6 weeks and you're looking for a new job. The problem right now is that a lot of people are not looking for that new job, and instead they're just staying unemployed. And you can see that by the numbers that I'm showing you right here. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit to this if I can. There you go. So civil non-institutional population is anyone over 16 in the U.S., and that number right now for September of 2021 is 261,766. The civil labor force, the people that are actually going to work, is only 161,354. So that means that anyone that's over 16 years old, non-institutionalized, only 161% or 161,000 are actually at work, which that's a big number. That's a huge number because the thing is that the labor force is only the people that are actually like seeking for or that are unemployed and employed. The labor force. So if you don't know what a labor force is, it's the people that are unemployed plus only the people that are employed. And the unemployed people are only the people that have been looking for a job for the last 6 weeks. So this civil labor force is dropping every single unemployment release, because the amount of discouraged workers is unprecedented right now. The participation rate in the labor force, like the amount of people that are actually in the labor force, employed and unemployed, is only 61% of the population. That means 39% of the population is not doing anything. And yeah, and then the amount of employed people is only 153. Then the unemployed, or 153. This is in thousands, so this is not 1,000. That's 1.53 million. Hold up. 50,000 times 1,000.
Got him.
Dude, I hate when they have thousands and 100,000s counted in thousands. Hold up 1 second. Let me get this number for you.
Yeah, I never did decimals in school. I'm not gonna lie to you. Decimals were never my thing.
No, this is not decimals. This is something completely different. 1,000. This is millions.
Decimals were never my thing, buddy.
$153 million. So 153 million people are employed. 61,000 people, or that's the participation rate. That's 61%. 153 million people are employed, and 58, or that's the employment population ratio, is 58.5 to the 61. So that's the amount of people that are actually employed, which means that 42% of the population is not doing anything right now. And 8,000, so 1,000 times 8 million people, 8.3 million people are unemployed right now.
Jesus Christ. And do we have a number on the
7.6.
do we have a number on the amount of people that the news is telling us?
Yeah, the news is only going to tell you the news is only going to tell you the 4.8 unemployment rate. That's all they're going to tell you. It's 4.8 unemployment. Now, that's decently high unemployment, but that's not ridiculously high unemployment. That's really low unemployment, but the factor is that there's a lot of people that are not going to work, which is why we're seeing a lot of businesses that are for lower income people not having anyone and not being staffed at all, because the lower income people are more likely to just be able to leave work and not come back, compared to people that have spent a lot of money and are making higher incomes. And also, this is a lot of economists have said that this is due to the pandemic, because the pandemic has given people a lot of time to sit down and think about what they're doing and think about how they're working and realizing that they can do much more on their own, and that's why a lot of people are discouraged from going back to work.
So what is like the people, the number of people, the difference from what the media is showing us compared to what the actual numbers are showing us here based on the Labor Bureau?
All right, so if you want to say, okay, so if you want to count the unemployment as all people that could work and are not working, this would be the number. So it would be, the unemployment rate would be 58.7%. That would be the unemployment rate if you thought of like all the people, like all people that could go to work and are not working, not only people that are out of work and actually looking for work. All people that are not working, there would be a 58% unemployment rate.
Which is way higher than 4.8.
Yeah, which is way higher than 4.8. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, that's
That's
not
not
good.
good.
Yeah, that's not good.
Man. God. Okay, so more of the story, people. Get your ass to fucking work. What are you doing? This is not good for the economy, and it's not good for your pockets. Like, do you got bills to pay or what? Come on now.
Well, I mean, the thing is that people are just realizing they can do more in things like stock trading and other activities like creating their own businesses than going to work, which I understand, but it's going to create some turmoil because it's created ridiculous inflation. The businesses can't actually perform their like daily duties, so it's not looking good right now for the overall economy from an economist standpoint.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, now you know.
Now you know.
It's not good. It's not good, and there is long-term effects to that. Will, do you have anything to say about the long-term effects?
Well, of course. I mean, the long-term effects are that the businesses that are still open and that can't get the people right now are going to be the ones that are closing, and then when the people want to go back to a normal business, they're not going to be able to, and they're going to be stuck working for a big corporation like Amazon. One of the reasons why they're saying that people are not going back to work, and like, well, first off, people are not going back to work because they're sitting around. But there's not many other places you can work. Like, not everyone can just be an online marketer. Not everyone can just be successful in the stock market. Not everyone can do all these things. So you are going to have the people that need to go to work, and you also need things to be done for you. So like if you go to a restaurant and there's no one to serve you, well, how are you going to eat now? If you need to go to the store to get some milk and there's no truck drivers, how are you going to get some milk? Like, those are the broader effects on the economy, not necessarily the market. Like, it's not necessarily going to be on the market, but it will be on the economy.
Got it.
And once the economy realizes it, then the markets will fall, and the markets will probably fall just based off the rumor, but the rumor has not really been started that America's in terrible unemployment situations right now, underemployment situations right now.
Huh. Well, I'd hate to be responsible for that rumor getting started, buddy.
I'd hate to be the reason for it to get started.
But unfortunately, it is the truth.
Yeah,
So,
unfortunately, it is the
hate to
truth.
be the bearer of bad news, but here it is. Oh my gosh. All right, on to topic number 2. And with this one, I actually have another question, but we'll handle all this first. The new findings. You said you had new findings on the used car market. What is it, buddy?
All right, so here's all the new findings that I have for myself as my own economist. So I just heard a story of a Chinese car market. Nissan was buying new cars back and selling them as used cars to boost their income. And then I turn around and I look right at the American car manufacturers right now, and they're doing the same fucking thing. They're doing
Ain't
the
that some
same
shit?
thing. I've heard from so many people, even like my own personal experience of my mom buying a brand new car, driving it for a year, the dealer calling her up saying that they want to buy it back, and they're gonna give her a new one for cheaper.
And so what does this do? Like why did
What
you
does
want to talk
this
about
do?
this?
Well, what does this do? This
Other
raises.
than drives up the prices of used cars, obviously.
Well, of course, it drives up the prices of used cars, but overall, it's over leveraging. Well, that's really the biggest. That's the biggest part. Right now, people are they were trying to figure out why used car markets were up so high. No one's talking about the reason of dealership manipulation of the market. That's what's happening. And
So
it's
market manipulation.
Yeah, and it's killing everyone. It's killing all the little guys that want to go out and buy a car or go buy a new truck because all the other used cars next to it are brand new used cars. And now the dealership is just pricing it whatever, and then everyone on the market, like on, wherever you go, Facebook Marketplace, well, now they're going to be able to sell it for higher.
Yeah, what is the average price that used cars are sitting up over right now? It's like 4,800 something like that, or was it actually? It might even be higher now.
Well, used cars are that's also another scare right now is that the used car market is having like a couple months that are down now, and people are scared of stagflation and
Like a deflation kind of scenario, or what?
well, stagflation right now. That's what people are scared of. That's what economists are arguing over right now. Is are we in stagflation or are we in deflation? That's the biggest question right now. Are we in
And,
stagflation or deflation?
and based on your knowledge, what would you say?
Well, based on my own accounts at the store, well, the price of milk has stayed relatively steady for the last couple months actually.
So
After
you'd say stag.
after the run, but the thing is that milk prices are not added in to the prices of inflation. So, and the inflation rate is always going to be off just by a little bit. So, the inflation rate right now, I think we're going to have to wait a little bit before we can say stagflation. Because a lot of people say a lot of economists are saying right now that the industrial output just needs to come up. The industrial output did just have a slump. I think of like 0.7%, and consumer expenditures rose 0.7%, but they expected consumer expenditures to drop a little bit. So inflation right now is definitely in a mixture of cost push, which is from the raising price of transportation, which everyone's heard of from like the West Coast, and also the fact that Americans are buying a lot and the companies are just not actually able to supply the demand for some reason. I don't know. I think there's just a lot of money still in the market to still be spent. All the stimulus and all that is still flowing through the market,
Would that
and
supplying the demand be from not having the employees to push the product, or would that be from the ports not being able to have any ship stock to get our product in,
well, it would be
or a
from.
mixture of
It's
both?
a multitude of everything. It's a multitude of not enough truckers to get it anywhere. Uh, the ports are understaffed, and there's not enough truckers to take it from the ports, and there's not enough workers at the store to sell it. So there's a lot of supply cost push right now. And there's also a mixture of demand pull because people are spending an unprecedented amount of money, record amounts of money right
Way higher than they should be, by the way.
now. Yeah, way higher than they should be.
I'm pretty sure it has everybody a little bit shook.
Yeah,
I don't know
well,
why we're spending records amount of money when we're so terrified of the market right now, or the economy.
I feel like people are seeing the inflation and they're running to buy things right now because they realize that inflation is only going to keep rising. And they're like, well, if this is this expensive now and it was this expensive a couple months ago, how expensive is it going to be next month? So I need to buy it now. Problem is, what happens when everyone runs out of money and the price still rises? Then we enter deflation, where the businesses are still not able to get it in for a cheap price. There's still the supply issues at the border. There's still supply issues with the truckers on the inside. And this is only going to push the price higher, and the price can't go any lower, and the consumers are not going to have the money to spend.
I see. Well, I guess my only question to you after hearing all that is in the short term, speaking in like the rest of the week, because I want my accuracy rating selfishly to continue to be accurate with the current calls I have out. Are we good in the short term for the rest of the week to at least come up to meet break even with the market? Like, and by break even, I mean touch where we've already touched before, like the previous top, which is 453.
Yeah, well, I definitely think that the market should be steady this week, as predicted last week. The debt ceiling was raised, and the infrastructure bill was passed at a lower amount. So, yeah, it's gonna be it should be smooth sailing from here for this week at least, until some other unprecedented shit comes up.
Yeah, until some other shit comes up that we have to talk about and break the news to. Yeah, boy, that shit is gonna be something. I cannot wait.
Oh yeah, boy.
Man. Alright. Now it's my turn, buddy. I need you to give me some screen sharing.
All right, my guy, you're already on.
Oh. Say less. Ugh. Alright, my people. My people who follow my trades, let me tell you something. We got top 3 stocks to watch for tomorrow, Wednesday, which will be the 20th.
Watch them. Put them on the watch list.
Yeah, boy, they'll be on there.
Dealing.
I gotta get it all made. But first up is gonna be the Boeing company. See, get it on the hourly time frame. Posted this in the watch list just yesterday actually. Came down in a falling wedge. Broke out of the falling wedge, bounced above the EMA 9, came down. I don't know what the hell happened in pre-market, but it didn't like it. Entered this terrible rising wedge, my fault, and which is a bearish continuation pattern. So I'm either looking forward to maybe potentially break out upward for a small run to this pivot point at 221. Highly unlikely, by the way, but I mean, when this stock does break out, it does move heavy. It does not stop. So I mean, if it does break out, it is definitely coming here. But the pattern is bearish, and it is a continuation pattern for the downward side. So I'm looking forward to break out here and come down to the first support at 211, and then eventually break through and come down somewhere between 210 to 208, and that would be my PT if it broke down the rising wedge in a bearish continuation, as the trend suggests. Will, what do you think about that one, buddy?
I mean, Boeing is a great company. They just did get out their brand new plane. What was that? Boeing 747 or 737 Dreamliner. That just got
Something like that, yeah.
released. So I mean, I don't see any problems with Boeing. Don't see any short attacks coming anytime soon. Smooth sailing.
All right, my guy. Seems like Will's pretty bullish, so Will seems to want to see the upside in this, but be wary of that downside. Be wary of that downside. Activision, I called this out earlier today. We entered it at 171, if I'm not mistaken. This is the hourly time frame, but we'll be trading the daily for a swing. Go in here. We're looking for this fucking beautiful breakout right here. Everybody sees it. Goddamn blessed. I love it. Need to break out over this
W, boy.
Yeah, boy, we need to break out over this trend line right here, boy, and then we're coming up to $83 will be the first resistance. This shit, ignore it. It won't have any problem breaking out. Once it has the strength to pass this, it'll pass this, no problem. The first resistance that I see will be at 83. Once we get to 83, that'll be my first PT. I'll probably start scaling out somewhere before that 79, 80, or 79, 80, 50. But after that, we'll be pretty much smooth sailing. That would be somewhere that would be over 100% return on the contract. So I mean, I'm not too worried about it after that, but definitely be looking for calls tomorrow on Activision for breakout of the bearish pennant. This is a bearish pennant, which is also a continuation pattern in the downside. However, this thing has had massive strength. It closed over today. The EMA 9 today, a shit ton of buys came in. The call flow on the unusual whales, the call flow volume was a lot or much heavier on the call side, much heavier on the bullish side of everything. So expiring, I think it was 11.5, 11.9, and 11.19. There's a bunch of calls expiring like way up at 82, I think 82, 83, 84, right where that first resistance is, like I said. So I don't see any problem with this breaking down on the downward side. I think it'll break out positively. Well, you got anything to say there?
Yeah, I think it looks like it's gonna break out. Nice George W on there. A lot of bullish candles.
Buddy. Yeah, buddy. The next one is Clean Spark. We're in this one as well. Clean Spark is one of my favorites, I swear to you, boy. Big green on Clean Spark. Looking for a bullish continuation. We closed above the EMA 9 for like, I think it was the 13th day in a row with minimal sell pressure. We also closed above a key resistance right here. At 1640, 1637-ish area, close above that, which means that just became our next support. So tomorrow, if we see red, we'll hold this. Hopefully, dear God, as long as the market doesn't tank. I really don't think it will. Though we'll go on talk about that in just a second, but I really don't think it will. This will be our next support. So if we do open red tomorrow or pre-market, bounce from here and move up, and we'll keep riding the contract out. I think if we have trimmed, we've only trimmed one, but I think we're still holding because the high today was at like 1.80 or something like that. On a, if I'm not mistaken, like an $80 contract. Let me check real quick. CLSK or $113 contract. And the high today was at 1.80. So we'll hold on to that. We'll get to this next resistance as this became our next support, or as this R2 resistance became our next support. We'll get to R3 and then we'll look at trimming another contract and moving on from there. But still continuing green on this call. Or still looking for a bullish continuation on Clean Spark on Activision, looking for a bullish breakout just because the buy pressure in the call, the put flow is extremely bullish on, nope, that's the same one I already did. And on Boeing, we're looking for, well, Will's looking for the breakout upward. I would love to see a breakout upward just because we broke out of this bullish reversal pattern. So, I mean, I don't know why the hell it decided to fall down here. I don't know. I would have to look further into it. Something must have happened or pre-market. Some news might have came out or something like that. Maybe flights got delayed. I don't know. There's been some things with airlines having a lot of problems.
I'll get the news, my
Yeah,
guy.
do that, please. But we broke out of this falling wedge right here, which is a bullish reversal pattern. So we should have honestly, based on technicals, we should have ran up to this pivot point right here today at 220, 221, 222 area, and then maybe had some resistance fighting from there and saw what we see now. But instead we didn't. We just completely fell down in an early pre-market, and we never had that opportunity. So Will's gonna try and give us the answer to that real quick.
There's been some dirty Boeing news. We may have to be ready for the downside, my guy. We may have to be
break it to me, boy. I got the chart right
for the downside, my guy. We got Boeing depends on NASA Starliner Pro promoting more delays. Let me get on to that in a second. Boeing warns of defective 787 parts 2 days ago. That's what started the downtrend in the first place.
Okay, so we have defective parts and delayed flights. So those are two very big issues.
Not delayed flights. It's the astronaut capsule posting more delays. Their astronaut.
What is that? The top?
Boeing's second chance to Boeing's second chance's test launch its troubled astronaut capsule to the International Space Station was delayed again, possibly until the middle of 2022, as NASA and aerospace giant go to new lengths to investigate problems with the spacecraft's fuel valves. Yeah, We may have to
Yeah,
be
so
looking for the
based on that news, I
downside.
take back what I said. I'm expecting a full reversal on this Boeing company. I can't lie,
Yep,
my boy.
we're
I'm
gonna see a
expecting a full
full
reversal out of this.
reversal on Boeing, and I mean there's 787. Let me read that news real quick, which that was 2 days ago. So, shareholder alert. The Boeing company officers and directors under investigation for failing to implement effective safety and quality systems. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
This
definitely gonna be playing the
is
downside on this
looking,
one,
yeah,
ladies and
definitely
gentlemen.
going to be playing the downside, ladies and gentlemen. Don't lose your money. Yeah,
So
and
it
then
looks like the bearish continuation pattern is gonna hold true, and it's gonna be a bearish continuation tomorrow.
yes, sir.
All right, and that leaves us to the market direction tomorrow. Let me scroll up here to my SPY chart. Here we go. Helps if you're in the right time frame. Banging, boys. We all see it. Broke out of this nice fucking wedge right here. It was beautiful. I can't lie to you. This whole chart has been beautiful. It's played out so nice. Everything has worked out perfectly. Since the time I charted, I've never had this happen before in my life. Let me see here. This is the PT. I put it in the Discord talking to Cody. I forget what time it was today, but at some point today I was talking to him. He asked me, because he bought SPY calls, if SPY was expected to continue to rise. I said yes, just because of this small fact right here. One, if we go back to the hourly, this was the last pattern that we broke out of. A bull flag. So that right there is a continuation pattern in itself. We've continued, we've dropped down, we've dropped down below the EMA 9, bounced back up before, or bounced back up, bounced off, and then have ridden it up all the way since. So that right there just screams continuation, and we have yet to come back down. Tomorrow,
Yep.
if we do come back down, I'm looking for a bounce off, and that's on
Whole
the
bunch
hourly.
of
So
three white
that's a small time
soldiers.
frame. Yep, and this is 3 white shoulders right here, and that's on the hourly time frame. So if it does come down, it'll be a small dip. On the daily, we're way above. Like we would have to come down in order to do that, and I just don't see that happening just because the put to call, or call to put ratio, or not ratio, flow on unusual whales is way like extremely bullish. Like for like the next week and a half, 2 weeks, it's bullish, and all the calls are expected to expire in the money at this rate for 450, 451, 452, and 453 strike prices. So all these, so we're looking for 440 or 455 like end of week, but 453 tomorrow. Hold that level and then continue on. If not, we'll fall below, potentially come back down to this 445 area. But like I said, I don't see that happening. I think this week has been pretty bullish. I think the buy pressure has been there the entire time, and I think we can continue it up as long as everybody sticks with it. Nothing comes out. The Fed doesn't talk again until December. I want to say 17th, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. It might be the 13th or the 17th. I'm not 100% sure, but it's one of those two. So we have a little bit while before Powell comes out and ruins shit again, and makes us all go back into our turtle shell. So take advantage of it while you can. 453 is the next price target. After that, we'll start looking to play the downside on everything. And as of right now, that's all I got. Will, you got anything else?
Nope. Looks like some good charts being made. Looks like for another good week of 100% accuracy. We're already on. We're already on the way. Great calls. Smooth sailing. No Jay Powell this week for us. No more big government debates for a little while. So looks like the market should be smooth sailing on the trends.
Sounds good to me, buddy. And then the last thing that we gotta discuss with everybody is we gotta give a quick shout out to the Discord. We're almost back at 400 members. I'm not even sure what happened. We took like a 2-day break and didn't say anything, and then like a shit ton of people left. I don't know what the hell that was about, but come don't do that, you fools. And then we also have to shout out the 100% accuracy rating again. That is fucking insane and almost said to be
Wheeling and
impossible.
dealing.
Said to be
Wheeling
impossible to do
and
in a market of
dealing.
this kind or any kind. So I mean, pat myself on the back, buddy. It ain't easy being
Wheeling
this
and
awesome. I can't
dealing.
lie to you, but I mean, it is fucking great. I love it. I love doing this for everybody. I love what I do. I love the thrill behind it. I love making money. And I'm ready to keep it up. So I mean, let's keep grinding, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And I think that's it.
All right. Well,
All right, deuces, everybody.
deuces.
Peace.